The Checkpoints is presented by pharmaceutical company GM Pharma.
The President of the United States, Joe Biden, hosted world leaders and high-ranking UN officials at a traditional reception in New York on September 25. As Voice of America found out, Kobakhidze, who headed the Georgian delegation to the UN General Assembly, was initially on the list of those invited to the reception of the President, but the Biden administration canceled the invitation. A senior administration official and another congressional source confirmed the cancellation of the invitation to Voice of America. In addition, along with rescinding the Prime Minister's invitation, the administration also refused all meetings with the Georgian delegation and the meeting with Prime Minister Kobakhidze, as well as Jake Sullivan, the White House National Security Advisor. Speaking to Voice of America about this, another high-ranking official of the United States administration added that the recent actions and statements of the Georgian government indicate a shocking disrespect for democracy and the will of the Georgian people. However, he says he will not talk about the details of individual diplomatic discussions. Voice of America also learned that the reason for this step is the anti-democratic behavior of the Georgian government and a number of steps, including the so-called adoption of the law on foreign agents, the Anti-Corruption Bureau's move against non-governmental organizations, Transparency International, Georgia and Choose Europe, as well as statements made by the ruling party about the banning of opposition parties. According to Voice of America, the last communication with the Georgian government did not give the American administration hope that Tbilisi would change its course. On the contrary, the steps of the Georgian government convinced the administration that it is determined to ignore the Euro-Atlantic integration of Georgia and the will of the Georgian people, Voice of America said. The invitation was sent 3 days ago and then was cancelled, which is not serious, Georgian Prime Minister Kobakhidze told Georgian journalists in New York in response to a question regarding the cancellation of the invitation to the reception of U.S. President Joe Biden. According to the Prime Minister, this was a kind of humanitarian act in favor of the opposition, although it would not have any practical effect for the opposition either. The Embassy of the United States of America in Georgia explained why the invitation to the reception of the Prime Minister of Georgia, Kobakhidze, with the President of the United States, Joe Biden, was cancelled. The Biden administration rescinded Prime Minister Kobakhidze's invitation to its annual UNGA reception and declined to meet with the Georgian delegation due to increasing concerns about the Georgian government's anti-democratic actions, disinformation, and negative rhetoric about the United States and the West, the U.S. Embassy stated. Georgia fully adheres to international sanctions procedures. Revenue Service issued response to Sky News report. According to Sky News, they discovered a complicated but sophisticated scheme to import cars banned in Georgia by British and EU sanctions into Russia through Georgia.
The Checkpoints is presented by pharmaceutical company GM Pharma.